Hello. Welcome to an episode of Bushcraft, Dave, and we are at the Bushcraft Show. So the plan in today's video is to give you a bit of a feel of what a day in the life at the Bushcraft Show is. So we'll show you around the place, we're going to get involved in a whole load of activities and hopefully give you a bit of an idea of if the Bushcraft Show is something that you fancy coming to see. So thank you for joining me and let's have a look around the Bushcraft Show. So one of the first things to do when you get here is just pop to the information tent. They've got the course of events that's on for that day. Plus you can find out all sorts of bits of information, buy old copies of the Bushcraft magazine and just generally check out things. This year I treated myself, look, a Bushcraft Show 2023 t-shirt. But there's all sorts going on. There's various things going on that's supporting the Gurkha Welfare Trust. So we've got little pop-up tents that you can buy for 15 quid. You can get kindling, bits of wood, all sorts of stuff. We've got the Kids Zone tent. We can book all sorts of activities for the kiddies. We've even got fans in background. Ice cream truck, important supplies for the day. And then just tents upon tents as far as the eye can see. So let's have a wander. Let's go and have a look around and see what's what. While we're on, let's check out some of the food stuff that's going on. We've got Odin's Table signpost here. Oh, there's an amazing smell coming from here. I can't even tell you what that is. Almost smells like fajita-y spices, but it's street food, smash burgers, all sorts of stuff like that. We've got tea, coffee making, hog roast, there's cakes, all sorts of stuff. I'm sure we'll show you some pickies of the bits and pieces that we've eaten over the time that we're here. Also, on the back of this bit here, in the area immediately behind some of this run, is where there's a Napoleonic cavalry reenactment thing going on, which I think Mrs. Bushcraft Day filmed some stuff of earlier.
Or you let them kill each other, and then anyone else who wants to kill it.
That's so cool.
So in the background, other than the dog tearing off into the distance, we've got the main tent where there'll be bands on, speakers. You've got loads of food stands. We've got breakfast sarnies, sausages, bacon, all that sort of stuff. There's curry, waffles, pizzas. The Dirty Chicken Company, superb. Dirty fries, lovely stuff. Beer trucks, there's more curry. And then just loads of different vendors that are got all sorts of stuff. Crag hoppers. Look at this place. Got mead for sale. So if you've not brought any booze with you, you've got all sorts of stuff. Huge variety of army, military wear. We're going to take you around to one later that we bought a load of stuff at.
This guy on the
Yeah, there he is. Rough timber. I need to go and buy some stuff from him in a bit. I am coming back. I'm definitely sorting out. Catch you in a bit. Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff. What's that? Have you seen the squirrels with catapults?
I haven't seen the squirrels with catapults.
They're so cool. But for now, let's cut to me talking to you about the stuff that we did earlier on today. Cut to Dave of the past. So one of the first things we did today was a wild food foraging course with the Woodland Classroom. So I'm just going to tell you a few little bits that we talked about. So one of the first things they told us about was a lime tree, the common lime. And there's a few various things they told us about it here. The leaves of the lime tree, which are usually this sort of heart shape, usually got this nice sort of slightly lopsided heart shape. Well, the young leaves off of this, let me find some of them that are a little bit younger, a little bit greener, are edible. A nice wild edible when you're out and about. And then as part of this as well, underneath the branches you've got the flowers which will eventually bloom, and from that you can make some lime flower tea. Another thing we had was I'm going to put in the thing here what it was called, because I have written all this stuff up because I was interested. It's called something like cow's hoof or something like that, because it's kind of got a hoof shape. I think it had another name, but ultimately another wild edible, slightly more floral. The other one was almost just like a salad leaf, the lime leaf, but this one just grows in the shade. Slightly bitter, but delicious. And also, see if I can scavenge some. There we go. Again, I've forgotten all this stuff, I've got it written down and I'm recording on my phone. But another little wild edible. The leaves of this almost got a bit of a spinachy vibe, but you could put that in the sandwich and treat it like cress. Delicious. So a really fantastic session from the guys at Woodland Classroom, where they took us all around the outskirts of the Bushcraft show and talked to us about the various trees that are there. I did a separate tree recognition course where he talked about certain things to help you know you've identified the right species of tree. We went down to near the river line where we found some wild growing mint. They talked to us about how to cultivate and the uses of nettles. We looked at the hawthorn flowers, which had a really almondy taste. Some really interesting, really clever stuff, and fantastically enigmatic guy who was speaking to us, and his wife telling us some really interesting stuff. I believe they've also got a YouTube channel, which I will try and stick a link in here, or it will be in the description. to their YouTube channel because they've got some really interesting stuff, and they do online courses as well. So throughout the year, your courses in each month, from what they were saying, the courses in each month would take you through the type of things that are available to forage and gives you ideas to go out and try and forage them. So you can do an online course, which is quite funny to do an online course for going and foraging stuff outside. So that was 2 of the courses we did today. We did a wild edibles walk, guided walk, and a know your trees guided walk. Let me try and think how much it cost. The wild edibles course was £12 for an hour. I think it was an hour and a half in the end we ended up doing. And the know your trees course, all 4 of us did it, cost £1 each, and all of the proceeds for that went to the Gurkha Welfare Trust anyway, so it wasn't really money for them, but it was something they were laying on to try and help raise some money for the charity that the whole Bushcraft show supports, really. You've got some really quirky stands that are on. There's places that are selling, I think there's a DD hammock stand, there's, well, we'll look at some of the other vendors, but there's like places that just sell, it's almost like an antique shop, loads of like really old quirky bits of gear that it's just really cool.
You did forest bathing this morning.
Yeah, that's right. Did some forest bathing with this lady earlier on. We've got some Italian guys doing some amazing tool work. I really would have liked to spend some money, but there's a limit, isn't there?
Just enough.
And then this army store behind us, what a fantastic setup they've got. So much stuff. I bought some army ration packs that you'll see in some future videos. I mean, basically we just bought all sorts of stuff, and very much like a market street vendor. He was like, yeah, that and that, yeah, we'll do it for that or whatever. It was really cool. So if you're here, check out this army store. Now there's some lovely gear, but you need to be prepared for how much some of the stuff costs. I saw this beautiful waterproof jacket that I wanted to get. I can't even remember what company it was made by. Swazi, I think it was made by. A beautiful waterproof jacket. You'll be glad to know that I didn't buy it because it was £350, but it was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. So we camped somewhere in there. Not sure where we'd find it, but there's a specific area of the woodland that's reserved for the kids zone. You've also got an area of parking just near the entrance that's reserved for people if you've got a disability, and it'd be useful to be parked and camped up much nearer the entrance to the main show. If you're coming out here and you haven't necessarily got your own tent and stuff like that, there are a few options where you can pay a bit extra money and hire out a tent. I think they just call it luxury glamping and stuff like that. There's also, I think they've called it like an overlander zone. I think it might be out back, but people who are bringing their 4x4s that have got tents on the top and stuff like that. But here, look, we've got a whole section of Polish lavues. I mean, I'm assuming that it might be some of the places that the different people who are running the courses are staying. We've also got in the background some nice bell tents, some yurts that you can hire. So again, if you've not got your own stuff, absolutely you can sort out, pay a bit extra if you've not got your own gear, and go and stay in one of them. You don't need to pitch it, you just need to stay in it. Might be a little bit of luxury for you. Got this beautiful lake just in the middle of the grounds where we've got a variety of canoeing activities that you can do. Cut to us doing some of canoeing activity. Hopefully we do, if not, whatever. Stamford Hall. I've not been up there. I think that's where Mrs. Bushcraft Dave might have gone to do the church service on the Sunday. But yeah, let's get a big wide shot so you can see everything. The Bushcraft Show 2023. So many different tents. As you're walking around the grounds here, there are so many different tents to see. It's amazing. Right, so just to show you a few of the bits and pieces that we've picked up on our Bushcraft Show adventure this time out. There's always so many things that you could quite happily buy, but this is what I got this time round. So because I love cooking, I've got a couple of fantastic army ration packs. I've got a German 24-hour ration pack that I can't even remember what the recipe is inside it. I have to have a look it up online because everything's in German and I have no idea what it is. And then we've got a French Army 24-hour ration pack, which again I'm quite excited to use at some point, so you'll see them on the channel. I also treated myself to some Petromax fire gloves, so I should be able to use these if I'm needing to move logs on the fire, if I'm cooking with something where I need to take like the top off a metal thing. They're basically oven gloves, aren't they? They're glorified oven gloves, but they're going to be superb for any fire cooking that I do. And linked to the fire cooking that I'm going to be doing, I've also bought from Rough Timber. We'll stick a link to his YouTube channel here, or it'll be in the description anyway. Makes some amazing stuff. So there's this, which is, well, I'll have to show you it in a future video. Basically it's a cool nifty little piece of metal that you can fit inside the Zebra Billy can, specifically the 14 one. So I got the 14 cut out. That goes inside the Zebra Billy and you can turn it into an oven. So I also got, to go with it, a couple of cute tiny little baking trays. Basically I can put little tiny loaves of bread, cakes, so I can make muffins and stuff like that. So yeah, at some point you'll check it out. I'll cook on fire using my Zebra Billy. We'll check out what Rough Timber's made. So that's all my bits that I bought.
So, I've not found everything that I've bought, but I found some of the stuff that I've bought. I'm gonna start with this. I got this for free.
From where? Says it on it, mate.
Oh yeah, Beaver Bushcraft, and it was because a dog liked me.
Well, there you go. It's always worth that. What else do you get?
I got these headphones because there's music always.
Now, are they headphones?
Huh?
Are they headphones?
No, they're ear defenders.
Yeah.
They cover your ears and I can barely hear anything.
So you guys, you really don't like the loud music, do you? So something like that, really nifty. Cool. Awesome.
These costed £8, but
Okay.
the ones that Bethany might show,
Yep.
she'll tell you how much they were.
Oh, okay.
And I also,
Yep.
this is my favourite thing,
Yeah.
I got a kniff.
You got a kniff.
And also this, like, holding thing that you can attach to something.
You've got all the details.
Got my kniff.
Kniff. Oh, not for attacking people.
And it just, you can see at the back,
Yep.
there's a little pressy thing.
Yep.
And you click it and then you can move it. And
Neat.
it's a lockable one.
Lockable.
So it doesn't.
So you've got that for using at Scouts, haven't you?
Scouts are very particular. They only like lockable, like 4-inch ones.
Lovely. Well, we're sorted for that. Thank you very much,
I
Bushcraft.
definitely bought way more, but this is all I can
Thank you,
find.
Bushcraft Junior.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Hello, Bushcraft Junior. Tell me, what did you buy at the Bushcraft show?
Bought quite a few things.
Okay.
From the same kind of army surplus store where Bushcraft Dave got all of his.
You can call me
ration
Dad.
packs. I'm not calling you Dad.
Okay.
Where he got all of his ration packs. I got a British Army 24-hour ration pack because, well, I've never had an army ration pack before. Thought it would be interesting to try and see if I can do it by myself. I also got this pair of ear defenders. These were like £10, I think, but they're really good. They block out like a lot of noise.
Yeah.
They're just really useful and quite
When the bands
comfortable
are
as well.
the bands are quite loud, aren't they? So
They're really comfortable.
nice. And
And there's one more thing that
Oh,
I
yeah,
really
oh.
like. I also got this really nice necklace. I don't know if you can see
that's
it,
pretty.
but it's lots of blue kind of
Gemstones. Yeah.
But yeah,
Lovely.
It's really nice. I got it from this lovely lady.
Called
Called-
Sylvia.
Was it Sylvia?
Sylvia Faye.
Maybe.
The person who
She was from Wild Eye
Adventures.
Adventures. Or something. Yeah.
And she's the bathing in the forest tree lady.
Yeah.
And I got
Tree
Mrs.
lady.
Rebel some earrings, but don't tell
Okay. Well, you can edit that out.
Yeah, she's not allowed to watch this video.
And then this is our second year at the Bushcraft show. There's a charity auction that's to raise money for the Gurkha Welfare Trust, and they often have knives and tents and courses and all sorts of stuff. And we bid on and was successful in winning some stuff from 1948 original equipment. I can't even remember how much we bid. What was it? £40.
£40.
Only 40
£40. But what did we get for £40?
Well, we got this bag.
Perfect. That's
There's lots of
hat.
stuff in
look at the hat. A proper Wally hat. Excellent. What else did you get?
This bracelet.
Yep.
This 1948 mug, which I really love.
Yeah. It's a big sort of. What's the material? Is it aluminium mug or something?
it.
Is it ceramic?
No, it's not ceramic. I don't think it's enamel.
Enamel.
That's the word.
the one.
That's the word. Lovely.
And
Out else?
we've got some like safety light sticks, but we've already used them.
Yeah, glow sticks. They got used very quickly.
This really cool sign.
Yeah. What's it say?
I don't know if you can
Don't
read it.
just dream. Embrace a bushcraft and wilderness world. That's cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's made out of wood. I
Mrs.
think, so
Bushcraft Dave is stealing this for her kitchen.
Yes.
And also in the bag you get a lots of the Gurkha Welfare Trust kind of merch.
Stickers
Stuff.
and key
There's
rings.
stickers and a
Pens,
pen and a badge
pin,
and
Nice.
a tote bag and stuff.
Yeah.
a pin.
But yeah,
I mean, it was probably a lot less than. It probably would cost a lot less than £40, but it was all for charity, mate.
To be honest, I'm not sure.
Hello.
I reckon it's probably about what it would have costed from the shop.
Maybe I
and
think
it goes
it was
to the Gurkha Welfare Trust.
And Penny, did you have a good time?
Penny.
I mean, did you have a nice time? Go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. I think she's had a good time because she's knackered. Right. Hello, Mrs. Bushcraft Dave.
Hello.
What did you spend your money on?
So I bought one thing. So we've now got quite a collection of knives and axes and all sorts of stuff, and until now I had no way of maintaining them. So again, from Beaver Bushcraft and Leisure, and
Leather.
not leisure. I love that. They sell these packs that are really good, that have everything you need. Yeah, so they didn't do a course this year. I'm hoping they'll do a course next year because I'd like to do it. But he was doing loads of demonstrations and he gave us loads of information about the best way to use it and a really simple, like 4-step technique that should get stuff to razor sharp. I'm not quite at razor sharp yet. I've done a couple of things, but it really makes sense and it was really simple. So yeah, and I wanted it for a year and a half. So I'm very
Worth the waiting for. Thank you, Mrs. Bushcraft
Absolutely.
Dave.
And then I just got
What else did you get?
I got 100 metres of paracord for nearly nothing and a big pack of army surplus bungees.
Bungees, yeah,
We
nice.
haven't got any bungees at the moment.
Perfect.
So yeah, that's me.
Thank you, Mrs. Bushcraft Dave.
You're very welcome.
One of the other great things about being at the Bushcraft show was actually the opportunity to meet some people who've been watching my videos and liked what I've been doing. So there's been a few people whilst I've been out and about who've said that they've seen my cooking videos or my walking videos and really enjoyed them. So that was really, really cool. But I also got to meet long-time subscriber Firestarter Marshy and Mrs. Firestarter Marshy. I introduced Mrs. Firestarter Marshy to Mrs. Bushcraft Dave, and we've had quite a few times that we've just been sat chatting, which has been really, really cool. And hopefully in the future I'm going to try and get organised, and me and Firestarter Marshy are going to go and do a camp somewhere. Yeah, so that'll be interesting, something to look out for maybe towards the autumn or winter.
And get well soon, Richard Heidi High Campers, and we'll see you next
Yeah, absolutely. And Richard Heidi High Campers was meant to be with us this year. He was supposed to be coming, but he's hurt himself, and he's on the road to recovery. So hopefully, Richard, we'll see you next year as well. But it's been absolutely fantastic to meet people. Lovely stuff. That's that. Blah blah. So I'm going to be really quiet as I walk through. I don't know why, nobody's asleep, but it just feels the right thing to do. If people have brought themselves to do wild camping, which I don't think you necessarily pay any extra for. But obviously you've just got to park your car up and then head into the woods and find a suitable place to pitch and set yourself up. So let's have a look and see what people have come up with. There's kind of camp set up everywhere in amongst the woods. It's really cool as you're walking along, and obviously it's super quiet other than maybe the occasional bit of sound of somebody sawing a bit of wood or chopping something with an axe, but it's super quiet. Then in amongst it, as you're walking along, you just keep finding other little camps that people have set up. So, we can't even see it in the woods, but there's a few tarps set up here. And people have just found various places where they can string up a hammock between a couple of trees. It's quite cool. I don't know whether I'd be brave enough to do it, but the upside is, because you're just in the woodland, there is wood everywhere. But if you're camping out on the main bit, you can just walk into the woodland, gather what you want, head back out, and you've got fire. And if you're feeling particularly lazy, tired, whatever, they do sell whole loads of wood, already pre-sorted. More expensive, because it's free if you pick it up off the woodland floor. So part of our walk just brought us through some secluded places. We kind of kept going till we were past where a lot of the wild campers were at that point, although I'm sure now, as we're getting further on into this first day proper of the Bushcraft show, people are now trying to get even further in to try and get that sort of isolated experience. There's just little tents set up everywhere. In fact, let's have a look. There's a nice little setup here, look. And a nice little secluded flat spot. I mean, there's even a few teepee tents and laboos and stuff set up in here. But it's getting towards evening time now. Most people probably left their tents behind, headed back to the main stage to grab themselves some food and start taking in the evening's entertainment. But on our walk that we did, we eventually found a really secluded spot by a little stream. There was a fantastically huge lime tree that had really old tree, huge old oaks. Yeah, fantastic. We just sat and chilled, and after that hour, I was nice and relaxed, settled, and ready for the day. So that was our first thing that we did. We've explored the wild camping that you can do. We've seen our normal camping. We've seen the glamping, the lavoo tents. You can do overlander camp. You can't hire a 4x4 with a tent on top. That's just for people who've got that sort of gear. It's all good. Right, catch you in a bit.
Now my fingertips are golden. I've escaped your toxicity.
Thank you very much for watching this episode of Bushcraft Dave with the family at the Bushcraft show. I hope you've found it useful, having a look to see what sort of stuff's going on. Obviously, if you've got any questions at all about the event that you'd like to pop into the comment section, please do. I'll try and answer any questions, but it's been a fantastic event again this year. The weather's been glorious. Really enjoying just sitting by the fire for the evening. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Dad, I have a cool idea. I've got Short hair.